Hello, everyone, on this calm Friday, interview Friday. We got a treat for you today because our guest couldn't make it. So we are going to take this opportunity to have some fun. We're going to take a look back on this year's guests that we've had and see what we can learn from them. We've had a lot of guests this year. I don't know how many. We'll have to count them. But anyway, let's get into this thing called Lunch Therapy, Commando Friday.
Pretty good.
Blas. Good afternoon. How are you?
Hello.
Hello there.
Are we on the air?
We are live. We're living.
Hey, lunch therapy on a Friday, baby. What's happening?
So pretty
Fridays turn
pretty
into Barefoot
interesting.
Friday. I mean, what do you call it? Commando.
Commando Friday. Yeah. So we're gonna breathe. We're gonna try something new here. We're gonna take 3 deep breaths at the beginning of the show. I mean, I'm kind of going out on a limb here, but I think we ought to do it. I think that we ought to first take a look at the next chakra, which is the heart chakra. Because I need some heart chakra going here. This is the healing vibrations. Welcome, everybody. I see Kamala. I see Richard Gaddis is here.
Ha!
Reporting for duty.
Got it.
Duty.
Got it.
We're doing the heart chakra right now, which I think is super important. And I've got my trusty book here to tell us something about the heart chakra. This sound that we're listening to is really good for activating the heart chakra. It's being done by healing vibrations. And the heart chakra is all about being connected with yourself, as well as cultivating joy. Most importantly, it should initiate connection with this energy vortex within you so you may open into the wisdom it holds. So let's take a few breaths here. 3 deep breaths. In through the nose, out through the toes.
Take a step.
Hold it. Let it go. Hummingbirds are here. Hoy, player 1. Good to see you. Yeah, so I've been going over like all the interviews for the year. And it was quite amazing and like almost overwhelming to see all these people and all the things they had to say, which has just been incredible. In through the nose, out through the toes. Hold it. Let it go. Shake it out a little bit.
Wow, I need that.
Do you want to do the last one, Blas?
Yeah, absolutely. In through the nose, out through the toes. Let's take a big, deep breath and hold. Let's hold this last one. Just hold it for a second. Let that oxygen rush through the lungs. And just let it out the toes.
I got some real extra kind of oxygen on that one. I held it almost too long, I think.
Little bit, almost a little bit, little just.
Hoy, Pam Palmieri. Blas, you sound like you're in a phone booth, and I'm on the outside of the phone booth.
I do?
And you're on like the inside of it.
Are you saying that, or somebody's telling you that?
No, I'm saying that that's what it sounds like to me. I don't know about the hummingbirds, but it sounds a little bit far away.
I got a little. Oh, maybe because I am standing back.
That might be it.
And I thought my mic was a little loud earlier. So
All right, I want to show you a montage of all the guests we had on the show this year. It's a little bit overwhelming.
What?
Yeah, it's a little bit overwhelming, but let's do it.
Did you and Boney sit down and put
Yeah.
something together?
Boney put this together. It's in no particular order.
Oh, yeah. Look at these guys. Look at these faces.
Aiden Park,
Oh, Aiden.
Helene Witt,
Helene.
mystery guest. Remember mystery guest?
Poetry. Oh, yeah, mystery guest.
Fernando Ufret, Mike Massey,
Delgado.
Mallory Lewis, Lamb Chop,
Oh, lamb chop. One of our
Jay
favorite
Hughley,
composer actors.
Scott Krinsky. Oh my God, it's going too fast, Boney. Slow it down.
Look at these guys. Look at all this
Roxanne.
talent. Yeah, Roxanne Baker. Look at all the talent. Amanda Cohen. Come on. Oh, John Adams. Love that kid.
Oh yeah.
Gaddis. Our girls. Julian, Janine.
Sergio Love, Aaron
Love.
Gold, Agyat.
Aaron Gold. Oh, this is nice.
Isn't it good?
Boney, this is nice.
Nina Zaragoza,
Come on,
Brian Holtzman, Zoe,
Oh, come on.
Max Livy.
Nice.
Oh yeah. Darren,
What? Radish.
Kamala Lopez, and Lin Sun.
Lopez. Lin Sun.
I think that's everybody this year. I mean, maybe I left somebody out. I don't know.
Lin Sun was speaking in Starbucks.
It's cool.
Internet channel, right?
So yeah, so that was pretty incredible.
With your hair, that was-
Who's
This
here?
is when we
Oh.
discovered that bears love pumpkins.
Yes, bears love pumpkins. Everyone loves pumpkins. I thought I'd take a break here, but just kind of regroup after that intensity. Wow, that's a lot of talented, nice people. So what we're gonna do today is we're gonna show like a clip from one of our guests from this year, and then we'll maybe talk about it. I tried my best to find just inspiring little clips or funny little stories or little things, but I'm telling you, it became sort of random. because there's so much great stuff out there.
It's a lot to go through, bro.
It's a lot,
To
man.
go through it.
You were going through them too,
you
huh?
want to take some good moments. You want our guests to look, you want to shine. You want to give them their flowers, and there's so much good content, bro. It's like amazing guests, amazing.
Yeah. So anyway, let's do it. Let's step right into the first one, which I think is maybe the most audacious guest we had on this year, which was Eric Lauritzen, the star of Slob 90X, who portrayed the amazing Ronnie McDonagh. And we had him on, and he was interviewed by Joe Fury. Happy Commando Friday, Just Jay. Here we go. Here's the Eric Lauritzen clip.
Sorry, hold on. My PA is calling me. 1 second, please.
Oh my God.
Whoa.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh.
No. Yes. All right.
Oh my. Yeah, did you get a package today? Because you seem to have quite a package, if you know what I mean. Oh, yes. I wanted to ask you this because I read an article about you in Vanity Fair. And you said that your two acting influences, first, Barney Rubble. Can you tell us a little bit about Barney Rubble being what you said he was one of the greatest actors that ever lived?
What do you mean, Fred? What do you mean? What do you mean, Fred? What do you mean?
It's incredible. The transformation that just happened there. Your whole body
What do
changed.
you mean? Hey. What do you mean? Hey, Fred.
When you became Ronnie McDonagh in Slob 90X, you took a deep dive into this part, and from what I understand, it changed you. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
I haven't stopped being Ronnie. There are mornings where I'm not sure where Ronnie begins and Eric ends, and vice versa.
At first, I heard that you were going to be on the show. I thought, that pretentious asshole. Because remember that time in Paris? Remember it? When
Paris, I have the tattoo to prove I can't forget it.
You were drunk. You were very drunk.
Oh,
we were both quite
and
drunk,
you
but I was
blackmailed me out of $36,000, but we're not gonna go there.
No, that's my money.
Oh.
And I spent it in the proper channels. That was my money. And you stole the stage from me that one night. Do you remember when I was just killing it? I was killing it.
Steal or the audience screaming for me.
That was
Potato Erictato,
I think
however
that-
you want to say it.
Wait, why are you in front of
Say
me now? This has been the Actors Bowels with Joe Fury. Yes, that was quite a day, wasn't it?
Dude, Joe was on one. He
He
was
was
on one
in-
that day, bro. He was bringing up hashing up shit. You know what I mean?
Those
Like,
two
you know what I mean? Like,
have a history, I mean, that's the thing
I
about.
know, but I mean, but the thing is we had Eric on as the guest.
Yeah.
And Joe's
but-
hashing up shit. He's hashing up stuff. They
Hey, have you ever
history, and it's
seen
like,
in Variety they have the two actors interview each other? That's what that was like.
yeah, one-on-one, the actors one-on-one.
Yeah, and a lot of times they have, a lot of back history, and that's what you see inside the actors' bowels. There will be more segments of that, I'm sure, on this show. There will be some, in the coming year, I think, because Joe's working on a whole spin-off, I think.
He's got some really nice stuff he's working on. He's gonna do a full segment for this New Year. He's got a series.
Okay, the next person that I want to show is this Mike Masse. I don't know if you remember Mike, but Mike is one of the most prolific, talented cover song singers and acoustic guitar players on YouTube. And we were lucky enough to have him on the show. And it was a real gift. Here's a clip.
No one knows what it's like to be the bad man, to be the sad man behind blue eyes. Thanks.
What was that?
And yet you arose out of this pizza parlor to become a national sensation. And I would love to hear a little bit about how that happened. Your story is just incredible to me. Can you tell me a little bit about how that happened?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, it's like the minor leagues. I was on the pizza circuit. No,
Pizza.
no. Yeah, I was. Basically, it just kind of organically happened just through my life choices.
Yeah.
Where I started off as like, well, I want to be a music major, and I was, and that was great. I went to school at BYU in Provo, Utah, and they had a really great music program there. Just great singers, great musicians in that school, and so I felt I was in a good place, and then I graduated, and then realized, well, I kind of need a job, so I'm like, I'm gonna go to law school.
You went
And
straight
so
to
I
law
went back
school.
to school, and I went to law school. Meanwhile, like during out college, and this whole time I'm playing at this pizza place. I started playing there in 1993. January
Really?
1993. That's how long it was. And that video is from 2008. So, I mean,
Yeah.
that gives you an idea. And I stopped when I moved in 2013 to Colorado. I don't live in Utah anymore. I live in Denver now.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I became an attorney, and I had the pizza gig going on the side. And in 2008, I visited my sister Michelle, and she lives in Las Vegas, and she had some friends over. She's like, hey, my friends want to hear you sing. And so I was singing for her friend. She's like, you should start a YouTube channel. I was like, oh yeah, maybe. And so I'd already been recording the audio for my gigs a lot. And so
Yeah.
I'd kind of figured that part out. I'm like,
Yeah.
well, I could just set up a video camera and then just sync it up. And it would, and in the early days, it's very like primitive, like video wise, especially like just, it wasn't even HD when I started.
And what did you
that's
do?
how
You
long
just
ago
set
it
up
was.
like a little camera and just started
Yeah.
rolling? And how did you do the sound?
Yeah, there was a little table set up like that we'd always eat at that was right across from where we'd set up, and there is like a little walkway that goes right to the bathroom that was like right in front of the camera. So you see people walking in front of the camera all the time because they're on the way to the bathroom.
I love
which is
that
fine.
though. It's
Yeah,
kind of
I know.
fun.
So we'd set up the table, camera on the table, and we just filmed the
Yeah.
whole show. And then I would like make mental notes of like which songs I thought were noteworthy, and I'd post them, and just kind of gradually, like over time, there's over 80 videos from the Pie Pizzeria. I think those are the Pie days, and it's like, yeah, people like my fans kind of look back on those gigs fondly because it's kind of a
Pie
cool
days.
vibe. It's like this. Yeah, it's like, and
I
it's like
love
there's
it.
so many songs you can just kind of create your own virtual set list and just kind of watch.
That was incredible, that guy.
Yeah, he's so
I invite people to go back to. I went back and watched that interview with him, and it is one of the most inspirational stories I've ever heard. And it's interesting.
You mean like to work at a pizza parlor and then go to law school and then become world famous?
No, he went
Is that what you
to
mean?
music school, and then he went to law school because he thought, I can't make any money doing music. And then while he was being a lawyer, he just performed at the local pizza joint. And then one day his sister said, hey, maybe you should video yourself so that I can show my friends. And he was like, okay. So he started videoing himself, and she said, you should make a YouTube channel. He made his YouTube channel. And then he and his other lawyer friend were both playing, and they played the song Out of Africa by Toto. And it became this huge internet sensation because they are just singing it like they're in a massive stadium. But instead, it's by the bathroom, and people are walking in front of them, and he's going, out of Africa, and they're doing the harmony. It's just beautiful. I recommend anybody check it out. And it became so viral that this became his profession, singing cover songs. And then
because it went viral, you got 1 million people looking at you. I mean, come on, man.
And then
he's
he got this
doing what
huge
he
following. And then his son got sick, like really sick. And they needed to do all this experimental kind of things on him. And he, instead of withdrawing and saying, well, I can't do this pizza thing anymore. I can't do this music thing anymore. I better like buckle down and try and make some more money as a lawyer. He made a video of Let It Be, did a fundraiser. It was hugely popular, especially in the Netherlands. And he ended up making enough money from that to pay for any kind of treatments that his son needed and saved his son, essentially.
I love it.
It's an incredible story. And then they contacted...
Yeah, because
they contacted the Beatles and said, like, you know, we're going to give 10% of this to you or whatever percentage. And they were like, no, you keep that for your son.
No.
Yeah.
Hey, man, we're doing all right. Let's concentrate on your son.
Yeah, it's just a wonderful story. So anybody, you know, go and if you Google Mike Masse, you will see song after song after song after song. The library is so deep out there, and it's just incredible renditions of all these songs. So I highly recommend.
What's great is, like, to cover these songs, right?
Yeah.
You know, and to sing them well, perform them well. Like, you're performing them at your best level because they're other people's songs, right? You're trying to honor them, right?
Yeah.
At a pizza joint.
I know. Well,
so I mean, you can't ask for a better relaxed scenario to just go out and jam. Like you said, like, who's that lady? Some lady walked past him. I was like,
it's right in front of the camera. I know. Well, that's
like, I mean, that's the kind of thing that's so natural. It's so organic, and it's so, you know, such a great story. Like you said, this guy.
I think one of the themes of the show this year is about following your passion, following your dreams, putting in the work, and not being attached to outcome. Because it seems like that's the way these people do these wonderful things. There's a clip here that I want to show from Paige Morrow Kimball that was like that as well. She made this film. She was just on recently. She made this film on her iPhone about somebody in her neighborhood. Let's take a look at that clip. Isn't that interesting how the story became more complex as you were delving into it? And it was almost, you know, you almost couldn't write something as good as that, you know, as what occurred. Like, also she had epiphanies right there on the screen. Like she had, I think of the one in particular when she was talking about her dad having worked for the telephone system. She all of a sudden was like, oh, maybe that's why I'm hanging art on the telephone poles.
That happened in front of my eyes. That is all. That was sort of I think the second sit down interview I did with her when we were, you know, into the process. And she had that epiphany. And that's the moment I had my epiphany, which was, oh my gosh, this is a film. This is the film. That you can have all these traumatic experiences in your past that you can literally turn around into joy to help others. Because, Joel, that's the only reason this artist hangs her sculptures. She just wants to spread joy in her neighborhood. She wants people to see this, big hugs, and go, you know, I'm having this really bad day. I'm driving down the street. Big hugs. I'm going to go home and hug my daughter. I'm going to go home and hug my son. I'm going to laugh. I'm going to remember to be in this moment and appreciate art and beauty and the people in my life. That's the reason. She doesn't sell them. She wants no attention. She just wants people to enjoy them.
Man.
Isn't that cool? So that's like two people, like this woman who's making the art and putting it on the phone poles. And then another person, Paige, who's like, it's the pandemic. It's really hard to do any kind of work. I'm just going to find out who puts this art up on these poles, and I'm going to make a movie and maybe this movie, I'm just going to give it to her. But instead, it wins all these film festivals. Yeah.
The backstory is great, though, because the woman didn't want to be identified because she didn't want to stop doing what she was doing. She didn't want the authorities to come in, right? And, you know, stop her from doing what she's doing or like citation, right? And so when Paige came in and talked to her, remember, she wasn't right away going, hey, I'm going to do a documentary on you. She was just like, I just need to know who you are.
Yeah.
You're putting up these affirmations like you're lifting up people, you know what I mean, with your work and your words. And I just want to know who you are. So she starts shooting on her, what's she having? Or something.
Her
she
iPhone,
starts shooting it. And then all of a sudden, you know, they both have an epiphany at the same time. And then she goes, you know what? This is it. This is the content. This is the movie. This is it.
Yeah.
And now like you said, just the documentary is such a hit. It's such a not that awards are important, but to be acknowledged for something that you did out of love, not out of dollar sign. I mean, that's important.
You know what's cool too is that then she also took the artist to the film festivals, and then the artist would actually speak. Like when we saw them in Ojai, she spoke. So now all of a sudden she was getting acknowledged for something that she didn't even necessarily need to get acknowledged for, but she was, totally enjoying it.
And how cool is that though? Because she gets to share more of it, the story of it, right? Yeah. With the audiences, in a festival. That was a good festival you went to, the Ojai thing. I thought that was
Ojai Film Festival. You gotta go next year.
I thought it was very good. I thought your conference, I thought your panel, very, very, very.
There's another artist that we had on the show. His name's Michael Gonzales. Another, in the middle of the pandemic, he decided, hey, I'm gonna start making music videos, and not like I'm just gonna do it once. I'm gonna do it every week. So here's a little clip from him.
You have to see.
What was the thought process so
here?
Intense that all of a sudden you started going out and making videos when a lot of people were just kind of crawling up into a ball and going, oh no, this is the worst thing ever?
Okay, well, so there was talk about going into a lockdown.
Yeah.
And I had all these things going on and a lot of things to look forward to. And then we went into lockdown, and I'm just the kind of person that I just need to have a project. I just need to have something. So
yeah,
I thought, well, you know what? I am going to I've always wanted to do cover songs. I had dabbled in it, but I said, I'll just do a cover song a week, and I'll just do it
a week.
For a year.
So that's why you have so many of them. You did one every single week.
For a year.
Oh, yeah.
So it started with just a camera. This is an old T3i. Yeah. And I just put it on a tripod and I just recorded like that. And then as we were able to start going out more, they started kind of letting us out. I realized there's nobody on the streets. It was empty. Hollywood. I live in Hollywood. It's you never see that. And then I started to realize LA is empty. This is crazy. So, and then as I started to progress, and then I brought in a friend to shoot for me. And then we got a gimbal, and then I moved up the camera up to Sony and started shooting 4K. I mean, it just started kind of escalating.
Doing some great work. It's really awesome, and it's cool to see. Do you think being a musician has helped you be an actor?
Yes. Because I just know that with music that I really had to work at it. I had to practice every day. It wasn't oh, I'm a piano player. I had to put in a lot of hours of scales. And so when I went to acting, I looked at it like that. Okay, well, I'm sure I'm not going to just be a good actor. I'm going to have to work at it. And so I use the approach to music. I'm going to have to work at it every day and practice.
Yeah. I think that's one of the lessons that I'm learning from you, or reinforcing, is that you got to do the work. So the thing is, sometimes people are like, you can't be an actor. You're a musician. I put you in this box and you can't be an actor. Well, you did the work to be an actor. You didn't just go, I'm just going to be an actor. You're okay, how does acting work? You went to freaking school. You seem to go full on. I'm going to be a film composer, so I'm going to learn how to make a movie. I'm going to go to film school. I'm going to learn all about movie making, which seems like a great route, because then you're not just in your little box. You actually have knowledge about every different area, which
is crazy, because I did that first, and then after I started scoring films and started making money at it, then I went to study film scoring at UCLA.
Yeah.
I took the money from that, and it was kind of...
That's crazy.
Vice versa.
I love this. I love this philosophy that we're learning on this show, just through interviewing people that are on the rise, catching people when they're building something.
Yeah, I mean, at this time, it doesn't. Oh, wait, hold it. Cap, Joel, LT is killing it today. How cool to on your show. Oh man, I don't know, Cappy. There's so much there, and like we were just saying, the people just not shutting down. completely, and still sharing. During you too, Joel, man. You came up with this show. You were doing Fat Free Film, the podcast. You came up with the show when the pandemic hit, and you're like, you know what? I want to do something different. I want to do something else. And you came up with the lunch therapy, and during a time when people needed stuff like this, like.
Well, I think that lunch therapy is similar to this in that it just came out of like, I got to do something. Let's do it like one foot in front of the other. And like Michael Gonzales and Paige, Morrow, Kimball, all these people, they just kind of put one foot in front of the other and let things kind of inform them. And then, they got more equipment, they got more people. Like you've come on the show. Lots of all these incredible interviewees have come on the show. Lots of fun comedians, and it's built a kind of a community of like-minded people, like Just Jay and Jeff Lohman and all these people that are like contributing to this thing. And I think that's one of the beautiful things about it.
It just, you do it because you want to do it, and then it evolves into, what it's supposed to be. Because I know we had talked, you were like, I didn't know what was going to happen. Like, I don't even know anything about that stuff, YouTube and all that. And you were doing your podcast, and, and you were like, I just wanted to do something. Can't get up and do stand-up, hard to audition, a lot of productions are going through stuff. And it's not about the money, it's about the work. When you're being creative, when you're artistic and you're being creative, your soul's fed. You feed your soul, and that, that's the gift. And then you share it. I mean, come on, man. I love our world, bro. I love.
Remember Maija DiGiorgio? She was on the show. She was talking about community, like we were talking about here. Let's just cut to that and let's take a look at her thoughts on community.
Had some journey,
role modeling and mentorship, and and you have to find. And Townsend used to say it, finding your tribe. I think that was the hardest thing for me, is finding my tribe of, and once I could find my tribe and I had my support that supported people who could see within me things that I didn't even see, then they helped me goal set, like Robert, allow me to grow more and continue to push and reach for characters and reach for, moments, and allow myself to have a lot more complicated style.
That is so interesting what she was saying about mentorship too. Like it's one thing to have community, but also to have like people that push you and see what's inside of you and what, the potential that could come out. Have you had mentors in your life?
Yeah. Oh my God. I've had the greatest mentors. Like I wouldn't be, who I am as an artist without the mentors that I've had. I'll tell you, my Auntie Darlene, she was the one who threw me on the coffee table and made me dance for all the aunts and the families and stuff like that. Like, do that thing, dance, do that thing you were doing yesterday. She put the record on, and I don't know, I just went bananas. And then my Uncle Willie, he was one of my biggest supporters, bro, during the hip hop days, the b-boy days. He would drive me all over the California, bro, to contests. Let's go. Come on, get in, get your costume. Let's go. And my brother Rodney, oh man, yeah. Bro, I mean, he was in the military, man, and he left and came back. And when he came back, it was, forget about it, bro. It was the greatest. My dad, great. And Randy Rowe, my boy, taught me about business, taught me about life. You know what he used to say? One of my favorite quotes, Randy used to say to me, he used to say, listen, okay? Because we used to play Scrabble competitively. Like after work, we, get some beer, we'd eat dinner. Competitively, bro. We'd be at it, man. And
I did not expect you to say that. Yeah.
All this stuff that I share with you, that I'm trying to help you, grow to be the man you're going to be. If you take one thing that I've given you, and helps you be, who you're supposed to be, or, lifts you up, like it, helps you, that's all I have. I'm good. Just take one thing. He was one of those guys, a good, kind-hearted.
Wait, what is the one thing? Did I miss the one thing?
No. There was too many things. There wasn't no one thing, dude.
I was waiting for this one thing because you said this is one thing.
He taught me ethics.
I'll tell you the one thing. And that's the story.
If I had to pinpoint it, Randy, if I had to pinpoint one thing you taught me, it's pretty simple and pretty kind of a basic life necessity. Be kind.
Be kind.
Be kind.
That's a good one.
You know what I mean?
I
Like,
agree.
you're gonna get your hustle on. You're gonna do your work.
Be
but
kind.
but have some manners. You know
Well,
what I
that's a
mean?
lot of I think
If
what's
you
missing in
don't mind-
society right now. There's a lot of just cruelty going on. People being cruel, and I don't know why that is on the big stage of on the national stage or the world stage. There's a lot of cruelty going on, and that's something that we've got to abolish. People need to be kind to one
Yes.
another. And I think that's a very, very good point that you're making. I wanted to point out, I had one of my mentors on the show this year, Ivana Chubbuck. She is somebody that has been really helping me along, integrating my comedy and my acting. I'm going to play a clip from her right now. This is Ivana Chubbuck. I have her shirt on. She gave me this shirt for Christmas.
But finding, you know what I mean? Incorporating that is a big thing. Like some comedians can't act, and some actors can't do stand up. But if you can find a balance in there and find a truth in there, I thought she was.
She saw something in me that I didn't even realize that has been like right in my face my whole life. Was like comedic acting. My God, Anyway, it's been really great cultivating that with her.
Man. Those are the good mentors, man. They see you.
Yeah.
Like,
nobody likes to feel like they're being lied to. This is not your real truth. Because I always ask people, do you want to be lied to? Do you like being lied to? They say, no, nobody likes to be lied to. I ask that question all over the world. Of course, the response 100% is always no. So when you're acting it out and you're not being truthful to your needs, your powerful needs, then you're lying to people. And so people are put off, even though they may laugh, because again, you can manipulate a laugh. So you have to do the work that takes you to those places that laughs happen where you didn't expect them, and tears happen where you didn't expect them. And community is such an important part of wanting to do it. If I'm a part of a community, which means friendship, very important friendship, the people who get us in a way nobody else gets us, it's like it feels good to then open up. Doesn't feel like I don't want to really talk about this. When we heard everybody else talk about this, and afterwards you hang out, it's like you talk about it some more, and everybody feels close. There's a commonality of pain, and we feel like someone really gets us in a way that nobody else gets us, because you feel the same, childhood traumas, or you feel the same ways I do about dating, or the same ways I do about my parents, or we both have issues of molestation or whatever. It feels like you're not so all alone, and it feels good to be around where you're not being victimized by life circumstances, but supported and emboldened by it, because you have other people that are watching great performances happen as a result of exploring those very things that most people cause shame from. And so that community helps make that happen.
I love that about her, is her process. She comes from a psychological background. She's studied psychology in college, and she's coached some of the great, like right now, Aubrey Plaza is winning all these awards. It's one of her, students. And she finds a way for,
very true.
Yes. And she finds a way for people to act and dig deep into emotions and do it in a therapeutic way, rather than just dredging up crap, and then having to kind of carry that in life. Yeah, you're actually working through something through the text of whatever it is you're doing.
Saying your words, walking through it.
Yeah.
But living it, that's one of the things I love about acting. Is like you're offered words on a page, and it's your job as an actor to live that.
Speak the truth.
Person, live that moment. Yeah, live that truth. Live in the character. Find a connection. That way, your performance can connect. I loved her whole philosophy of the speech she just said was just beautiful. Really, really nice.
She also talks about
really
community.
To it.
Also a community. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
because you're building a community around. Man, my boy Neil, man, we're gonna get Neil on the show. Very, very talented actor. He was saying something to me the other day about how, because both our kids are grown up, they're in college, they're moving on and stuff. And I miss my daughters. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I miss my daughters every day. I miss them. It's like you're with them for 18 years, and all of a sudden they go to college. Can't even get a text back. And his boys, same thing. They're 18 years. They go to college, and now they're traveling around the world. They're They're working on productions. They're doing their thing. It's like I haven't seen my June, you know, and hopefully the families will be able to get together for Christmas. But he was saying that your kids, when they start their journey, their lives right after school, they create their own family. They create a family. That's the community we're talking about. They go on and have, extended families. They have people that are around them. They're around them.
You have to create community wherever you go. You have to have community. And that's one of the things about Los Angeles. People who move to Los Angeles, they think it's just this big competitive thing, and they forget to make a community, and they end up suffering and feeling alone. And that's, something that's really important. And also you got to have a life. The John Adams here, there's two things here, two pearls of wisdom tales that he tells here. John Adams, incredible actor. He's got a show that's coming up. He's in Atlanta right now. He used to be on that show. I'll think of the show. But anyway, let's get on John Adams.
Dead Not Zone. To wax too philosophical, man. I think everything helps. Everything helps. It is my genuine belief that I'll put it to you this way. I'll put it this way by way of a story, and I believe it's in the book 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey. He tells a story about a guy who wants to be a samurai, and so guy sells everything he has and goes to Japan and goes to some far out outpost and finds in some little hovel of a town some old, decrepit samurai master, the greatest living master ever. The guy is ancient.
Yeah.
And so he goes to the man and he says, "Hey, I want to be a samurai. And how long will it take?" And the master says, "Well, it'll take 10 years. And he says, You don't understand. He said, "I've sold everything. I don't have anything back home. I've come all this way. I've sacrificed everything. And I will come here. I will live, eat, sleep, drink samurai. I won't do anything else. I'll do everything you say. I'll focus only on what you are telling me to do. Now, how long will it take?" And then the master said, "Well, in that case, it'll take 20 years.
I love that story. You know what I mean? Like, you got to have a life. This is something we got to remember. You got to have a life, because otherwise you got nothing to contribute.
You know what I love about that? Like, you got to have a life. It's like to be an actor, right? You have to have experiences. You have to live your life. You know what I mean? Like, that's how you could connect with different characters and different lifestyles and different mentalities. You know what I mean? By living a life. And then artists, as an actor especially, portraying somebody else's written words and characters, it allows you to bring that life, to the character and make it real. I love, man.
Sometimes we forget about that stuff. Now, we had the comedian Lin Sun on the show, and she's a super inspirational person. She's one of these people that really is grinding it out in a very quick, very efficient way. As a comedian, she's done at least 2 one-woman shows. She was on the show, and she was in her car at the Starbucks with her son in the back. And, and she was talking about being a parent and being a comedian and what that's all about. Let's listen to that, because it's super, super great.
How do I overcome my fears and my doubts? Yeah. I write. I write a lot.
Were you a writer before you started doing comedy?
I was a writer without knowing I was a writer.
You were.
If that makes sense. Yeah.
Okay.
So I've always wanted to write a book. I wrote a book to find out I shouldn't write books, but I do write a lot. I journal a lot, and I talk to myself a lot in my journal. So I'll write to myself.
You say, dear self. What do you say to yourself?
Dear self, yes.
And what do you say?
If I'm going really, really deep, I'll talk to my inner child and tell her that it's not her fault that her dad was angry. It's not her fault that, she was abused and stuff like that. And I'll comfort my inner child. That's how I break through my fears. But as an adult, I'll remind myself of you shot a 1-hour special all on your own, and you were able to get funding for it. And, you had a room full of people who were supporting you, and like I'll have to be my own best friend.
Yeah,
kind
I
of
like
thing.
that.
I have
I
to
like
like
that.
reparent myself. Yeah.
What was your upbringing like?
Rough. We were my parents, immigrants from Cambodia.
Mhm.
So it was rough. They weren't educated in how to parent, right, and how
Yeah.
to raise a child. So my dad just did what he knew, which was physically aggressive.
Mm.
So I grew up in that environment.
Yeah.
And I avoided that part of my life for a very long time. And I think because of comedy, I started to open up that wound and heal it. So that's where my inner child and my reparenting myself comes from. So I had a rough, but it made for good comedy.
Well, one of the things that, and this is what somebody has told me this, and I don't even know who told me that. I saw you in Adam's show. Maybe the first time I've seen you live, but I've probably seen you before that. Whoop.
Uh-huh.
And somebody, I was like, Lin Sun, she's hilarious. And somebody said, oh yeah, she hasn't been doing comedy that long, and she's just like rocketing. And because they said that you had a really strong work ethic, and that you'd already done like a one-woman show, and you'd only been doing it for, I don't know, what, 3 years, something like that.
Yeah.
What were you just holding on to a lot of stuff, and then you finally let yourself do it? What is the secret to your work ethic and your the speed at which you are writing jokes and getting material?
The secret to my work ethic is that I'm a single parent and I'm the only income.
Yeah.
So I'm the only income. I literally don't have like an in-law or, a mom or dad or whoever to help me if I'm in downtimes. So it's just me. And if I don't have the work ethic, then who's paying the bills?
It's so interesting because some people would think of that as think of that as an impediment to doing what you're doing, and you're saying it actually is something that fuels you.
Yes, it fuels me very. And I'm gonna say this, and it's gonna be controversial, but I'm gonna say it. I just don't want to be a government. I don't want to live off the government because there's a lot of. I mean, I can, and I have a lot of help from the pandemic, but I'd rather be a wealthy, ambitious, successful single parent than, oh, boo-hoo me, I'm a single mom, help me,
Yeah.
So that fuels me. I guess it's an ego. And I want my son to see and grow up to be attracted to women who are ambitious and independent and work hard. So that's the stuff that I tell myself. So that's where that's where the work ethic comes from. Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool. That's cool. Cool. I love it when people
say. Did you hear what her son said?
Yeah.
Did you hear what he said?
What did he say?
You didn't say that. Yeah. Listen here, little guy. All right. It's about, I'm showing you. Okay? I'm not telling you. Don't do what I say. Do what I do.
He was great that day. Oh my God, we had so much fun.
Bro, what was it? Wait, I just saw a comment.
Yeah.
What was it? Cappy. I love that. I love she's tenacious. It's survival for her. It was survival.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like she didn't want to disrespect people who need, right?
Yeah.
State assistance, put it that way, right? Some people, they need that in that moment. Or they need the little help to get on their feet, right? But her ego and her, her arrogance was like, I could do this. I know I could do this. And I could do I could do it the way I wanted to. You know what I mean? Like, I'll go tell jokes. I'll just share my story. You know what I mean? And bro, the best comedians are the ones that are true. They're authentic. They're sharing, their life with you. And now, you're on board for the journey. You're on board. Let's go.
Sometimes life gets frustrating, or sometimes I love that too. And sometimes, you feel like overwhelmed by things, and you feel frustrated by things, and you feel like maybe like God isn't on your side or something like that. John Adams has this great story that he tells, and I wanted to share that right now.
John again?
Yeah.
I remember reading a book where it said that God answers prayers through mediators. It's not mediators. Like,
what does that mean?
So it means that, God isn't coming down out of heaven and setting a bush on fire like he did with Moses and talking with us through that. We pray and we ask God, it's like that old joke about the flood. It was, it was an announcement that it was going to be a rainstorm and a flood. and they're going through the neighborhoods and knocking on doors, knocking on this one guy's door. And they said, man, it's going to be a flood coming. You need to get out of here. Hop in the truck. We'll drive you to safety. And the guy goes, nope, nope, nope. God's going to help me. And so it starts raining. The rain starts rising. And the guy gets on his roof, and now a boat comes by, and he's like, man, you need to get in the boat, man. Because, there's all this water. He's like, nope, God's going to help me. And all the
Such
water's
a
up
great
to his
story. Yeah.
helicopter by, and the helicopter's like, look, man, this is the last chance you got. You need to get on the helicopter and get out of here. He's like, nope, God's going to help me. The guy drowns. And he's standing before God. And he was like, God, I don't understand. Like, why didn't you help me? God's like, I sent you a truck, a boat, and a helicopter. Like, what do you want me to do?
What more do you want?
Exactly.
I love that story. Isn't that a great story?
It's a joke.
Sometimes it's like right in front of you.
Right. It's a great story, though, man.
Yeah.
And you can't put it any better than that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
God talks through. Well, I don't want to get into all of that, but spirituality, it's there. It's always there. It's just for you to embrace it's there. You know what I mean? That's all.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? I don't know what God you pray to, if whoever your religion is, but if you just think about it, all of us are praying to a God. So the words are all the same. It's all the basic, the basis of pay attention, live a good life, be kind, treat others the way you want to be treated. It's the basis of a good life. You know what I mean? It really
I
is.
love that. Remember Aaron Gold when he was on the show?
He's so wise for a young cat. So wise.
Who is? John?
John Adams.
Oh, I know John Adams.
Yeah.
He's super wise. That's why I had him
John
on here as
Adams.
well.
John Adams with the biblical name. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The prophet.
Do you remember Aaron Gold when he was on the show? He was talking about how he takes his anxieties and things and turns them into comedy. There's another situation where somebody takes obstacles and anxieties and all that stuff and just makes Aaron Gold out of it. Uh-oh. Hold on. Technical difficulties.
But something is wrong with everybody. Becoming an adult who deals with this kind of stuff is about learning that, okay, something is wrong with me, but something is wrong with everybody.
Yeah.
And if we just talk about it,
yeah,
then, okay, it's not as bad. It's the isolation that really, really kills you.
Yeah, it's the isolation and also the feeling that there's no solution. Like, this is just the way I'm going to be forever. And I'm just going to have to like hide it under the rug and make sure nobody notices it and not talk to anybody about it because I will feel like I'm weak and they will like see that I'm weak and take advantage of that. I mean, seriously, that's kind of the thought process.
And that makes a ton of sense.
Yeah.
I feel like the older I get, the more I find that like there is no weakness in admitting pain or admitting struggle or speaking to any of that. There's weakness in lying to yourself about not going through these things.
The strong part is actually saying it to somebody, Yeah. I know also.
Honesty helps. Communication helps.
Communication helps. And actually, amazingly enough, a lot of these things dissipate when you put them out into the light. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. When you put it out there for people to see, then it's like, the other person's like, oh yeah, that happens to me too. That's so weird. Yeah, isn't it? I usually, do this or I do that. And all of a sudden you're in this, you feel like you're part of a community rather than a part of the island, the isolated island of one.
100%. And also I feel like if anybody would then say to you like, oh, you do that, or you're being a pussy or whatever, it's like, oh, great. Thank you so much for letting me know that you are an asshole. You've saved me so much time and so much effort I was taking into weighing your opinions. Yeah. Now I know I don't have to.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I love that. Okay. Wasn't that great?
That, bro, that's an example of living, living your best.
Yeah.
I mean, bro, it's all in the words, man. You know what I mean? Like the whole thing with admitting your struggles and your hardships or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And like the best part of that is because when you admit it, it's not as as painful, you know. Especially if you have a connection with somebody who's going through the same, you know, like you're by yourself, you got all this weight on you, and then you share it with someone. They go, you know, I have that too. And, you know, I was going, and then all of a sudden, you know, it's not there anymore, or it's faded, you know, because your community, you know, and support, and you know, and talking about it has allowed you to let it go. Yeah, let it
Yeah, talking about it sets you free sometimes. The truth will set you free, as they say.
I hate the cliches, but there's they don't.
Sometimes you come up with something on your own, and then you're like, wow, there's a saying for that. I never quite got it until I just came to it myself. You know?
I've been hearing it.
It's been told to me a million times.
I'm saying the same thing.
And now, wait a minute.
Words is like, oh, shit.
I just came to that place in my own mind. I know. It's great. I love that. So, okay, so this is... Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
This is the end of the show, unfortunately. And I just wanted to, you know, acknowledge all the people that have been on the show this year and since the beginning of the show. Again, these are some of the people that were on this year. Obviously, we couldn't get to all of them. Aiden Park, I mean, I had some clips with him. I had clips with everybody, but, you know, it's only an hour-long show. So, but it's been such a gift to have these people on. And hopefully we can meet them again in different places on their journey. Love you too, Howard Ronan. Got to get Howard on the show again soon.
Yeah.
I would love to have that. Also, I want to, this coming year, I want to interview my dad on the show. That should be a very interesting thing. He agreed to it a while back. I also, speaking of that, I want to say happy birthday to my mom because it's her birthday today. So happy birthday to her. Yeah.
I met your mom for the first time when you were in Seattle.
Yeah.
High five.
Remember Broncar Lee? And oh my gosh, it's been an incredible year. Anyway, let's get on with it. Let's dance this thing out.
Oh, and are we still gonna dance?
We're gonna dance. Of course we are.
I would pull anything up.
I got something for us. I got an old standby. The one that I go to, my go-to. Adam Pierce is singing another Led Zeppelin song with his Led Zeppelin bros. Let's do this thing.
Hey,
thanks everybody for joining us.
Before we go there,
yeah,
because we're kind of, towards the end of the season, the holidays. We want everybody to be safe during the holidays. Want to let everybody know I'm doing the work. Okay, we've got a whole new store for the show. You could design, a shirt or a hat or merchandise that you like it. We got it where you can put it together the way you like it. You don't have to get something there. And we just want to let you guys know that we're taking portions of our proceeds, and because we're a therapy show, and we're going to help people who could use the assistance or the whether it's helping with food, helping with people's transportation, or we just want to give back. So we just want to let you guys know we're doing that, and we got so much in store for the new year, Joel. We got so much going on.
Well, so far we haven't planned on any charities for the T-shirts. I just want to clarify that you just came up with this idea right now. I'm totally on board with it.
No.
But I don't know what you're talking about.
Even though we haven't listed them, you know what I mean? But we will. I mean, number one contributions, equal means equal. You know what I mean?
I'm all for charities, let me tell you. This is the new
for equal rights.
But we got to sell some serious shirts to fund the show. I'll tell you right now, this is the new shirt. It's the Baby Blas shirt. As you can see, Erica from Kansas City is wearing it. So go out there and get your own Baby Blas shirt. And of course, we have all the other shirts available. Lunch-therapy.com.
Oh, yeah, there you go. There you go.
Yeah,
look at Mira.
Maybe the hummingbirds can suggest, like that, yeah. Equal means equal. Everybody should support Equal Means Equal. Equalmeansequal.org.
Come on, man. Come on.
That's a great.
I want to see the homie with wearing the small.
Mike from Perth? The guy in the grape shirt?
That's small.
All right, we got to get on with this dance break now. You ready to dance? People ready?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm always ready.
All right, let's
you guys
do this.
better get ready for what I'm gonna put out there. You guys better learn.
Welcome back, y'all. I'm with the Mothership Dudes again, and we're gonna play a deep cut from Led Zeppelin 4 for you. Hope you dig it.
1, 2, 3, 1.
This song rocks. Blas went.
I don't think I can hold out long. And when the owls cry in the night, oh baby, baby, when the pines begin to cry, oh baby, baby, how do you feel? If the rivers run dry, baby, how would you feel?
Trance.
It's just a den for those who hide their love to depths of lies and ruin dreams that we all knew so bad.
All right, thanks everybody for being here. This has been Lunch Therapy number 410. A look back on all the interview Fridays of the year. See you on Tuesday.